Hey everyone, my name's Pupsker, and today we're going over the best Argon Crystal farming method in Warframe. Now, Argon Crystals are one of those annoying resources that you only ever want to farm if you plan on using the Argon Crystals. Reason being is Argon Crystals actually have a built-in decay, meaning, let's say day one, I grind up 10 Argon Crystals. I believe every day the amount of Argon Crystals in your inventory essentially halves and decays. So do not farm Argon Crystals if you're not planning on using them, because that's a waste of time. So with that out of the way, let's go over some of the best farming methods for Argon Crystal. Argon Crystal can only essentially be farmed in the Void and a couple other select spots. I will go over those later, but let's go over the fastest methods first. Now, the first method is very simple. It's essentially running any either capture or exterminate, just any mission you can blow through, and you want to be searching for the Argon Crystal deposits that can appear around the map. The meta way to do this is essentially what I'm doing in the video. I just equipped a max range Limbo, hit my 4th ability that blows up all the containers and all the possible Argon Crystals, and then I go and collect them. So this is a pretty good method in general. It tends to get me like 2 or 1 crystal each run. Obviously, a lot of this is dependent on luck, but I feel like this is a decent foolproof way. Plus, you can kill some enemies, get lucky, get Argon Crystal drops that way. Because Argon Crystals, again, they only drop in the Void. They drop from enemies, they can drop from like containers and lockers, and they also just are on the ground like any other big resource, you know, Orokin cells, Neurodes. They have ground deposits as well. So this one takes advantage of those ground deposits. I would always recommend running around with a Smita Kavat so you have a better drop chance, because come on, why wouldn't you? My Limbo has as much range as possible and efficiency, just to make it a little easier. I don't have a Smita Kavat, so that's why I'm not using one, by the way. You'll want to throw on naturally Fetch mod on your Kavat. You want to have Animal Instincts, Loot Detector, and yeah, generally you just want to run around, blow everything up with Limbo's Cataclysm, and then collect everything. It really depends how good you are at this, with how much Argon Crystal you'll collect in an hour. You can try the method of full clearing the map, but that's generally more time sensitive, like it'll take longer to full clear a map. Or you can just run around, find the capture target or exterminate everything, kill them all, capture the target, and then run to the end while blowing up the rooms you come across. I myself tend to just kind of full clear the map because I'm kind of I don't know, I'm not the best at the capture method, okay, or the exterminate method. I'm not the best running around with Limbo and just blowing up containers. I'm pretty slow at things like that. So that will bring me on to my second method. Now, the second method is definitely the more efficient one if done properly with a full group, but on your own, it'll probably be equally as efficient depending on how RNG cares. So the second method is this. You can either run a defense or a survival. I tend to always run the highest level missions possible, even with like the captures and exterminates. Even though I don't think Argon Crystal drops technically are dependent on level, but I don't care no matter what, I'm just going to run the higher level missions. Unless I have to get like relics or something from the other Void missions. So run either a survival or a defense, right? You need a mission where things are endlessly spawning. I would recommend survival over defense just because spawns are faster in survival and you can kill more enemies. But hey, it's really up to you, right? You can do whatever you want. So I was running a survival. You'd want to run, essentially, you'd want a Hydroid with Pilfering Swarm. So that's what I was running since I didn't have a dedicated group. Or you could, you know, run a Korra with Pilfering Strangledome. Just increase drop chances. You'll always want to have a Smita Kavat with the increased drop rate mod, okay? Like, just no matter what, you'd always want that. I will get it eventually, I swear, I just don't have it yet. You'd also want to bring a Necros so its Desecrate can have more drops if, you know, you have the proper builds. You'd want an Energy Trinity, and then you'd probably want a Speed Nova so that all the enemies run at you a lot faster. So that's like the general group meta that you'd want to run. You don't have to do that. That'll only be most efficient. What I do is I run into survival, I just jump on Hydroid, have Pilfering Swarm equipped, and then I just kill everything. In this survival I did, it was about 10-11 minutes and I got 3 Argon Crystals. So all in all, that wasn't bad. I got all the Argon Crystals I needed. I'm starting to build my Hydroid Prime, getting a couple things built, so that's all nice and good. But the meta way would obviously be equip every possible team member to be the most efficient. You got Speed Nova, you got Energy Trinity, you have Pilfering Swarm Hydroid, and you have Desecrate Necros for as much loot as humanly possible. But again, I don't do that because that would require me to get a full group together, and I don't even have my Smita Vault, so I can't get anything together. But yeah, this is a pretty good way to farm Argon. So there are a couple additional methods to farm Argon Crystals, okay? There's only really 2 additional methods that I would recommend. Even these are kind of iffy. The first one is the Jordas Golem on Eris. So the Jordas Golem, I only recommend this if you're pretty good with Arcwing and you can pretty quickly kill the Jordas Golem. You know, you have a generally upgraded Arcwing gun. The Jordas Golem actually has a chance to either drop Neurodes or an Argon Crystal when it dies. I don't know why they chose this, but hey, it's 50-50, I believe, either a Neurode or an Argon Crystal. I did the Jordas Golem pretty slowly, and I finished it in 3 minutes. If you're actually fast, you have a Speed Volt on, and you have a good Arcwing weapon, you can get it done in 1 to 2 probably. So if you really think about it, you could get pretty lucky and get like 5 Argon Crystals a minute, or sorry, every 10 minutes, or you could get really unlucky and get no Argon Crystals. So I only really recommend this if you want to go kill the Jordas Golem a lot for any reason. It's up to you naturally, but I did this a couple times. I didn't get really all that lucky, but I like killing the Jordas Golem, so hey, whatever. And my last method is actually running Heart of Deimos Isolation Vaults. So if you didn't know, you can actually get Argon Crystals when running Heart of Deimos Isolation Vaults. I imagine most people who've ran them enough realize this, but hey, you can actually do that. The reason why I'm saying this as the last method is because the chance that you're gonna get a lot of Argon Crystals out of Heart of Deimos Isolation Vaults, it's very low, okay? I believe I'd usually get like 1 to 2 maybe a run maximum. No, I maybe got 3 or 4 maximum in a run. And you gotta keep in mind, those runs actually take quite some time. So I was doing Isolation Vaults, 20-25 minute runs, and that would probably net me like 1 to 2 Argon Crystals, usually if I was lucky. So I would only really recommend this method if, for some reason, you have any Heart of Deimos, Camion Drift farming to actually do. If you need to get your Necromech, you need to get the Necromech weapon, anything like that, it's not a bad idea. But if you only want to farm Argon Crystals, don't go to Deimos, because like, oh my god, you're not going to get a ton of Argon Crystals. So just to recap, method number 1, go to the Void, run any exterminate or capture mission, it's up to you, and just try to nuke the rooms with full range Cataclysm Limbo with as much efficiency as possible, and just collect the Argon Crystals. Pure luck, but hey, hopefully you'll get some. Second method, quickly just run long-term survivals or defenses with a meta or non-meta team, Smita Kavad, etc., and collect as many as possible. Again, they're pretty similar drop rates, but more boosters and stuff and a meta of a team you have, I would definitely go survival. Then you can just run the Jordas Golem if you're bored or want some possibility at Neurodes. That one, really, I just threw it in there for fun. You can be efficient with it, but it's heavily RNG based, and I don't care too much for it, but it was pretty fun. And then lastly, you can just go to Deimos, run those Isolation Vaults. They're not the most efficient way, but if you have Deimos resources that you need or mother tokens to farm, hey, why not, right? So guys, that's my video on the best ways to collect Argon Crystal, at least for 2020 to my knowledge. If you have any other methods, hey, let me know. I don't know essentially a lot of the Warframe quote-unquote metas between builds, but the generalities stay the same, right? You want better drop rates, so get higher drop rates, whatever way possible. So share your methods down below if you have any. If you like the video, subscribe, rate, comment, share it around, all that jazz. Subscribe and join my channel membership if you want to give me money for no tangible benefit. So yeah, only do that if you want to throw money away. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.